Well, good evening, folks. I hope you're well. Back from Denmark. Wow. Second time I've been to Denmark in my life. Um, First time was a grilling on a selection panel, and the second time was first day working with them. What do I know about Denmark? This isn't a video about Denmark, incidentally. I just thought I'd throw it in. Denmark is a nation. I'm not going to go in their history, but they have been voted the happiest people on the planet. They truly have. And to be honest with you, I've got nothing but good things to say about Denmark. Absolutely nothing. I can't find. I looked. Trust me, I looked, but I could find nothing wrong with Denmark and the people. What wonderful, wonderful people. This is how society should function. Yes, I know they've got 50% income tax, quite a chunk, and a majority of kids go to university, which is free, right? Not bad, eh? That's a good start in life for the children because they invest in their youngsters. The other great news about Denmark, if I were a parent, a working parent of either sex, is that you can usually pick your kids up at 4 o'clock and work has to let you go. Everybody disappears like a fart in a lift, a fart in the wind. At 4 o'clock you look around, where they're going, oh, they're going to pick the kids up from school, that's the end of the day. But they do work hard. But it's strange, isn't it? Even in the office environment, for the majority, it's very casual. And you think, this is too good to be true. This isn't what work's like in the UK. No, everybody, it's so nice you can't believe it. You think it's all false, but no. They would tell you if it was all false. They would, hey, it's not really like this. You wait till you turn your back. True. I left a restaurant at the other side of town day before I came back. And it was quite a busy town, I suppose. Not too busy. Nothing's too busy in Denmark. And it was a cobbled streets leading, right, quite a long cobbled streets, either side of which there's a thoroughfare, really, between two opposing shop fronts. So you got them shops down there and them shops down here, and there's cobbled paved way. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. Not a piece of shit on the floor. Bins provided, beautiful art, statues, you know. You think this is lovely. But it was getting late. It was 10:30, 11 o'clock. That's late for me. And everybody's in bed. You think, where is everybody? Where are the thugs in the streets dealing drugs? Where are the boozers? Where are the pissheads? Where are the fights? The girls running riot? Half cut. No. They're in bed, or they're at home where they bloody should be, with their families. All right? There was no fighting. I didn't see one policeman. The most police I saw, which were unnecessary, were at the airport. I thought, oh, bloody hell, yeah, John, you know your way back to the hotel. I said, I think I might find it. It's down there on the right somewhere. I've got the key. I'll know. Because I made a note of the building opposite. It looked like very Roman. So I thought, yeah, I can't miss this. So my hotel opposite the Roman building. Fine. Made a mental note. I thought, yeah, I can walk. And I worried my little self about the mile walk back to the hotel. And it was a relatively nice evening. So I thought, okay, well, it's a lit high street. And I could see right, there's no curves. It was like a Roman road. And there was no one down it. I thought, this is crazy. I walked, a couple of people approaching me, walking their dog, elderly couple. Walked past them. Good evening, how are you? Okay, thank you, yeah. Safe journeys and all this stuff. Pleasant. Couple of lads walking towards me. Normally, you know, I think a bit suspicious. You know, because that's what you get in Britain. You don't know who the hell's approaching you. Are they pissheads? Are they drunks? Are they going to mug you? None. I thought, this is too good to be true. But it is true. And that's the way Danish people are. Absolutely the most unpolluted, hospitable people you would ever want to be with. I thoroughly recommend you taking a trip. The town I was in and the city was near Legoland, which isn't the greatest part of Denmark. Obviously Copenhagen is the central mass where everybody goes to see this a bit of a letdown of a statue of a mermaid on a brick in the middle of a river. But hey ho. But the people make a country. The language make a country. The borders make a country. Having a chat with a couple of Danes, in closing about Denmark, was that they're really, really, really concerned about the influx, get that, influx, thrust upon them of our ethnic brethren that want to build mosques. There are only 3 mosques, or 4, 3 I think, 4th may be built, in the whole of Denmark. 3! I've got more of that down the road. There's at least 5 in 1 a mile almost. Denmark, the whole of Denmark, 3 mosques, 4 mosques tops. But they'll be, don't worry, don't worry, their time will come. But the Danes are putting up a hell of a fight about this. Not like our bloody politicians. They've seen what's happened to Sweden, and the Danes don't want to suffer the same fate. And I don't blame them. Anyway, that's my take on Denmark. I'm waiting for my lasers. I couldn't fly with them, so apparently I have to get them posted to me. So I was going to show you the lasers and how they work and how beneficial they are. Not a sales pitch, just to educate and perhaps enlighten you and let you go and find your own laser therapist wherever you live. And you'll be glad you did. It'll get you off the drugs in many ways, and you'll be able to sleep pain-free most of the time. Well, the video tonight, it might seem a little abstract, but it's the way I'm rolling. I ain't a kind of religious guy, you know, not really. I believe in a creator or two. Well, you have to believe in something, don't you? Whether there's one God, overall creator, or there's a mixture. Well, I think what is on this world is just simply too much wonder for one. I think the one might be the boss, but he has lots of little helpers. So I think there are many creators with a head honcho called God. Santa's little helpers. That's what I think. And this is what the difference is between an angel, an archangel, and a fallen angel. We know about fallen angels. They're the ones who were angels, but, well, they couldn't keep it in their pants, could they? Well, don't blame them. The creations that they created on earth were very beautiful. And their beauty beguiled the angels to leave and become fallen. And then Adam and Eve happened, didn't it? Yes. Who bit the apple? And it all started to go wrong, didn't it? But in essence then, the Bible, well, there's so many different types of Bible, it's unbelievable. And as I say, I'm not a Bible puncher, I'm not religious. But there is a book, the First Testament, which for the most part, in the King James Version, is very violent. And so it should be. And so it was. And then it got corrupted, the Bible. It became like a Chinese whisper, didn't it? You know, the Chinese whisper, where you get 50 people and you line them up facing the wall and you whisper in one of the end ears saying, "Send sixpence, we're going to a dance." And by the time that message is being transferred between the 50 people, or 100, the last one says, taps on the shoulder and says, what was the message? Send more troops, we're going to advance. Totally corrupt. And that's what happens when you get too many cooks. Spoil the broth, don't they? Or whatever you want to call it. But fast back. We have a situation then where we have the earth. And we're told, as idiots, and we're expected as idiots to believe such nonsense, that the world as we know it, Jim, has been around, or at least, you know, humans have been around at least 6 million years. And we've evolved from apes, yada, yada, yada. You know the story. What a load of bullshit. For a start, the Earth isn't just millions of years old. It is billions and billions of years old. Okay? This is what they want you to believe, that it's millions. No, it's B with a B. Billions of years old. And we know already, if only they would tell the truth, that for the last 6 million years ago, humans have wiped themselves off the planet. One way or another. Through the way we are. Our design is flawed because we're warring people. We are a combative type of species. We fight and we kill one another. It's a flaw in our genetic makeup. Some people got it bad, ain't they? Well, what is the evidence to say that the Creator created us? Well, somebody's got to make us. We didn't just happen like the Big Bang that it was, if you can believe such bullshit. That this magnificence and the majesty of everything that is on this world happened quite by bloody accident. A couple of singlets got together, boo, got together, had a little argument, with a bit of matter, and bang, and it's expanding so fast, and 1 minute it's expanding, next minute it's shrinking, we're going to get squashed, it's a rebound effect. What a lot of crap. The Big Bang theory being right. Unprovable. Utterly unprovable. It's suspect. And the same with gravity, another bloody theory. Big time suspect. But back to the point about the Big Bang and why the connection. Who, if a Big Bang didn't make the world, where did it come from? Well, it didn't happen by accident. It was created by a creator. Look, nothing happened. You cannot, by a freak of nature, get a bunch of minerals and stick them all together. Because then you have to add water and bake for 45 million years. You know, this is it. Where does the water come from? If it's the Big Bang and it's all minerals and salts, and where's the water then? Because you can't manufacture water, folks. You can't. Well, it comes from space, because space is water. And the sooner we get to grips with that little coconut, the better, and the easier it is for us to comprehend. Okay, so it makes more sense that if you had a landmass or a bunch of minerals and rocks and that, and you put them together into a big ball, if it's a ball at all, or you put a flat circle on the floor, more my thinking, and you want to put water on the flat surface, you cover it with a dome to protect it from the waters above. That makes sense. But before you seal the thing, the flat disc, you populate it with water. And then you seal it. And even in the Bible, it says, as above, water, so below, water. Job done. And that's it. Because please tell me you do grasp that a vacuum is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It's if you subject water to a vacuum, the water boils. If I subject you to a vacuum, your blood would boil. Every interstitial cell in your body whose water content would boil. You would burn up. You would cook like a frog in a hot pot. Now, this is it, you see. But it's supposed to be a vacuum. Well, if there's no firmament, how come our atmosphere, which is a positive atmosphere, one atmosphere, at ground level, how come all of our gas doesn't get pulled out of us, exposed to the biggest outer space vacuum? What's stopping our air pissing off? Because that's where it wants to go. Helium, straight up. But it goes bang against the firmament. It is right what they say on this earth. Nothing is created nor destroyed. It simply changes its matter. Water boiled becomes steam. Steam condenses, it becomes water. You cannot make water. It's the one thing us geniuses cannot do. We cannot make water. Amazing, with all our piety and wit, we cannot make a bit of it. So the dome in my mind is set. Whoever built this thing called Center Parcs knew what they were doing. But then they had to populate it. They had to populate it. This isn't a one-man band design team. This is an incredibly, so beyond our conscious understanding, an incredibly gifted God, creator, the creator. Call it what you like. And the creator had little helpers called other gods. And he would direct the show. The other gods were called angels. But there was more than one God. There was a major God, the creator, and then there were other gods. And if you study Hebrew and the language, not that I do, Elohim. Okay. If you listen to Zechariah Sitchin, which is in many ways what he didn't know he made up, Elohim. Ohim is God. Elohim means many gods, plural. Now, I'm not original saying that. Even Jordan Maxwell does a wonderful speech about what I'm telling you. But I'm embellishing a little bit. But I'm trying to keep it straight for you in my take. My understanding is that it's irrefutable. So you've got these main head honcho, the gang leader, the creator, with gods, plural, and they said, let us put man upon the earth again. Again. And that would imply to me they've done it before and we've screwed up. We've wiped ourselves out, and yet they come back. The gods, the Elohims, and said, oh, we've screwed up again. What are we going to do? We've got this landmass. We've got the animals. They haven't wiped themselves off the planet. Well, they've become extinct because basically man screwed up this world that we've made for them, this paradise. And that's what it would have been. Let us make man again in our image. And this is ancient text, unpolluted by the conspirators amongst us. Let us make them in our image. That would imply that they made a mistake by not making us humans in their image before. So folks, we all look like gods. But the problem we have, and this is where it gets a bit sticky, is that you could be stood next to one on Tootingbeck underground station, and you think, he's a bit of a hunk, not that I'm gay, or she's a bit of a looker, but let's just talk about the men, sexist that I am for a moment, and you think, I wish I was that good looking. You know, men do look at other men, trust me, and think, oh, if only. What a babe magnet he must be. You can tell. I can tell a good looking guy. Not that I fancy them, but I think, you bastard. You know, you got all my genes. I should have had them. Some people are too perfect. In many, many ways, they're physically perfect. Their mental clarity is fantastic. They're highly educated. And you think, he's too good to be true. And I'm sure there are many, many who think they're gods. But there are amongst us, folks, gods, or what they call angels, that are here to supervise what the hell is going on. That's my take. You won't know they're angels. You might feel something about them, the radiance they have. You ever got that feeling you stood near somebody that's got an aura about them? You can't put your finger on it. You think, they feel so powerful and so confident and so knowledgeable and very academic and incredibly bloody good looking, the bastards. And you think, oh, I wish. And they're non-assuming, they haven't got anything to prove, they don't need to. Take a look at them. You know, they do a great job and they're nice people. They are here as watchers. They truly are. They are, many of them, guardian angels. And if you don't think they're on this planet, the flat one, you're sadly mistaken. Because the one thing that the Creator has decided was they are not going to populate the world yet again, probably for the 7th time, and let it go to ball of shit like it's becoming. Because when they did originally create versions 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5 for argument's sake, 5 times they've put us here, we've screwed it up. We've wrecked it again like a petulant child. When will we ever learn? Well, you have to be surviving to learn, and we've wiped ourselves out with nuclear war after nuclear war because we get so advanced. We blow ourselves up. Because we war, we do not jaw. But the problem is, you see, even now in this today's society, we have many residuals who have become corrupted. They have. And these appoint themselves to positions of the ones that survived the last catastrophe would be angels that have fallen. And they ain't gonna die. They can out-survive humans millions because they're perpetually alive. So think of the history they know. No wonder they appear bright. They've seen it all before. Got the t-shirt. And they hang around. But they become corrupt. They were part of the problem, not the solution. They become what they call fallen angels. So when the guards repeatedly populate a fresh design, Mark II, Mark III, whatever, the falling angels think, more fresh meat. And they corrupt a big portion of those. There's more than one fallen angel on this world, folks, and it's the 1% group. They're being led by the fallen angels who know the game. And they don't want men, humans, to succeed because they want control. And they have become corrupt. So we have the 1% corrupt, undermining everything good that our Creator wanted us to have and do on this world. And it's even said in the ancient texts, once they've done it several times, they've made us in their image at last. But the problem with that is, of course, for the angels and the fallen angels to be amongst us, they too have to look like humans. Okay? To fit in. Otherwise they'd be blatantly obvious, wouldn't they? They'd be glowing. What do you do with the wings? So you have a group of fallen angels, the 1%ers, who are wanting to take control of the world that the Creator has made. So there's this battle. And what happened when they created it's the last time we're going to do this, right, here they go, boomf, and they pissed off the Elohim, didn't they? The many gods. That's it, job done, let's go, we've got more work to do, let's go. And off they went on Nibiru. But they would return. So in between them bunging us here for the last time in their opinion and pissing off, they'll come back sooner or later to check out, see what we're doing. They're going to have they'll be a bit pissed off when they come back, and they will, to see what the hell has gone on. Because what they're going to do is come back here. And they are amongst us now. And Nibiru, it isn't a theory, folks. It truly is here. And this has been covered up by the Vatican. It's been covered up by so many astronomers, astrologists. It didn't hit our world, did it? That wasn't the object of Nibiru's return. It was the objective of that was to let the Elohim see what the hell's going on, and they know exactly what's going on. Which brings us on to the wars that are currently happening. There are currently 70-odd wars of man's destruction and the flat planet's destruction going on right now. Now, who's coordinating all this? Who are the puppet masters, the 1%ers? The fallen ones are guiding the 1%ers. And they're playing this war game because the fallen angels want control of this world. The evil lot. And there are another gang who are protecting the interests of Elohim. And that's what it's all about. And I can't think back in time in history when man, since the disappearance of our Creator has gone off on his planet with the rest of them, has left us to our own devices, time and time and time and time again, we've corrupted, we kill each other, there's wars, there's territories, there's selfish. It was never meant to be like this. We were left to paradise, and yet the fallen angels wanted to destroy it because they fell out with their Creator. That's what this good and evil battle's all about. And we can delude ourselves. Absolutely. We think, well, why is this happening? Why are animals becoming extinct? Why are there hundreds and hundreds of species of animals and insects and birds becoming extinct on a daily basis? Bang, 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 never to be seen again. And humans, every day there's thousands upon thousands of humans dying because of war and destruction and starvation, and you know why people die. At the manipulation in the hands of the 1% fallen ones. These bloody banksters and their agents. And they're being guided, folks, by the fallen ones, because they have a vested interest in taking control of this planet. So there is a war, but take solace to know that there will be ultimately a battle. We're not aware of it. Most general public out there are too busy watching Stars in the Rise and football and gaming shows and this show and, you know, packet of crisps and can of Coke or lagers and, oh, hey, come on in, Jim, you know, he's going to go for the car. Hurry up, Betty, bring the cuppa. See if he goes for the car. You know, this is what we've had to endure. We waste our time and we cannot replace it. That's one thing you cannot replace is time. Tick tock, tick tock. When it's gone, it's gone. When you're gone, you're gone. It's what you do that matters, and you only have so much time. We've all got the same. It's a fair bet, hopefully, providing your health's okay. On average, we've all got pretty much 24 hours in a day to play with. It's what you do in that time. But you can sit and waste an hour watching bullshit. 90 minutes watching a bunch of men kick a bag of air around. They don't give a shit about you spending 90 minutes watching them. They love it because you're paying their way in life. But we're all deluded. We all waste our time. We are so fantastically imaginative in the ways in which we waste our time, aren't we? But the problem is, folks, we don't think anymore. We truly don't. We don't think, do we? We just go to work, play a little bit, fight, war, consume, breed, murder, rape, pillage. Go to work, get up in the morning, same again, for 70 bloody years. And then if you're lucky, you shuffle off the mortal coil. What a waste. Nobody gives it a second thought. Not many people stand back and think, why are we? Who is going to benefit from all these wars? Well, there's two people in the battle, folks. The Elohim, those who created this world, the goodies, and the good side of the humans that are fighting for love and justice. And the baddies, who invade, kill, slaughter, drop bombs on, shoot indiscriminate, and insist on inoculations of us, Elohim's chosen creatures. And we're murdered in so many illegitimate ways, but legitimate on legal paper. Legal paper called laws created by the fallen ones, because they want to destroy all things good on this world. A child in America is inoculated 27 times before it gets to school age. 27. It's about 17 in UK by the time the child has got to the first stage of secondary education. 17. Know the toxins. The thymol, the mercury, not to mention the bugs they put in them and the side effects. And 1 in 5 children in America now has autism to some level. Now, whose grandiose idea do you think that is? Do you think it's the fallen ones' idea? Of course, because they make the laws. Or do you think it's the goodies' idea to poison its children? Give you a guess. Everything about the 1% agenda is bloody evil. And it makes sense. We can think it's geopolitics. Politics has got F all to do with what's going on in this world, folks. It's an illusion to think you have a choice. It's way above our pay grades, us idiots on the floor. This is a bigger problem than we can possibly comprehend what's going on this world. It is a battle for survival between good and evil before we blow ourselves again off this planet. And do you know where it's centered? It's going to end up the final monumental battle and war this world will ever see. And we ain't seen anything yet. It'll happen in the Middle East. And what they want, the 1%ers, is utter control of the world. And they are craving after their new Babylon. And who were thrown out of Babylon and have been thrown out of so many other countries with their nonsense, apart from the Jesuits, that are an army, not a religion, by the way. Well, use your imagination. It's a little state, yet it runs the world. It's a little state in the middle of Palestine, and they want control of this world, but their agents are everywhere. And this is where the focus is, folks, is the control of the Middle East, because that Babylon is where it all started. That is where the Elohim started Earth version 7, and it'll end again in Babylon when they take the territory, where Saddam Hussein even had delusions of grandeur, thinking he was the new Messiah. He was right in a little bit of a way. He was in the right plot of land, but he made ridiculous claims about who he was. No, it's bigger than him. So that is why we have to take note. We can look at the Bible and take out of it a little bit like a menu. Things you quite like, the idea of things that have seen the test of time and things that suddenly didn't make sense last week, but they do this week with the news that's come on. It's all like this jigsaw puzzle. And we think, and the politicians think, sadly, because politicians aren't the 1%ers. The families of fallen angels run this world, the 1%ers. And they are at war because they are positively evil and want to destroy the Elohim's wishes and children and creation of this earth. They don't care if they're blasted into oblivion, because even when a 1%er dies, they know and they believe, and they're not scared of dying. They believe that they're going to come back even stronger. And who's to say they're wrong? So this battle between good and evil, it's all there in the King James Bible, first edition, and you have a look. But we live on a dome, and it's a thunder dome, folks, it truly is. And our outer space is just water, with lots of other little things like us, gas balls of land. If you put immense power through water, positive and negative energy into water, it suddenly creates a bubble in the middle. And that bubble fizzes away and gets very hot and produces light. And that's what we are. We're in this dome. We are in an electric universe, surrounded by bloody water. And yet they want us to believe otherwise. It's enough to take your breath away. if you believe that outer space is a vacuum. I can't believe people believe it, especially those who follow NASA with air bubbles going up and down their faces. Oh, it's only a test tank, of course. That's why they practice like crazy, because they've never gone beyond the dome, because they can't get through it. But they kid us all. It's all one big illusion. It doesn't matter how we waste our time hero worshipping these jerks, because there's something far bigger. They keep us distracted with nonsense and trivia over here, when the overall agenda is, it is a battle between the Elohim's return and not letting the fallen ones destroy their original creation, which is us, version Mark 7, the goodies. What do you think about that? Take care. Love you all. Catch you tomorrow.